pain, you can always try to find someplace down. Turns out nerves go a long way throughout the body. You can find a different spot that's not painful and work there and get closer to the areas that have more or more pain. So you're not always just driving into the pain. All right, so go ahead and stand at the front of your mat, feet parallel to each other. Take your arms up and over your head, reach. And then exhale, just lower your arms back down. Take again your arms back up and over your head to reach. And then lower your arms back down one more time. Take your arms up and over your head and reach. Drop your chin closer to your sternum. And then lower your arms down without lowering your height. Don't get sunken in. Stay tall. Draw your chin to your sternum. Roll yourself forward. As best you can, don't bend your knees. Let yourself fold across the front of both legs. Pull your belly into your body and roll yourself back up. Take your arms once again up and overhead reach. Lower your arms back down. Draw your chin towards your sternum. Thinking of pulling the crown of the head from the tailbone, not just dropping the chin to the sternum, but pulling to find length and to roll that space up as you go forward. Chin in, head down. I mean, unless you're the Yogi Kudu, you really can't roll in a ball, but you can kind of get the idea of that. And then again, from your abdomen, reset the pelvis, roll yourself back up, head up, comes up oppositely last. Take your arms up one more time again. Lower those arms back down. Slide the chin in towards the sternum, roll. Try not to drive the head to the feet, but thinking about bringing the head to the navel. Then the pelvis pours over as it's comfortable, hands down, chin in. Bend the knees and let's come into an all fours position. Hands and knees, toes are behind you. Pull those shoulders back, pull the elbows into the body, and just a nice easy sink back into your hips. Keep that head and neck nice and long, and nice deep breaths through the rib wall. Keep those elbows tucked in so you can see the crease of your elbow. Think of elongating the back of the neck by drawing the head away from the hips towards the index finger, middle finger, and then pull yourself forward from your shoulders, and then set yourself back. Pull yourself forward and set yourself back. Think of drawing your armpits down towards your hip pockets instead of just lifting up and just getting weight into your hands. Pull your armpits back towards your hips. See if you can shift in a little bit further towards your index finger, your middle finger as you come forward. So you're getting some motion out of the wrists as well. Again, another area of our body that we neglect in movement is our hands. Yes, you use them all day long for writing, typing, whatever, cooking, cleaning, blah, blah, blah that you do, or you give to somebody else to do, a kid or otherwise. But allowing yourself to really use your hand, open up your fingers, stretch out the palms. One more time, just like this, pull forward, curl your toes, sit back, lift the knees off the ground. Same motion, just forward and back. Sink back and forward. Head is forward, chest is forward. Breathing. Do about 3 more, 2 more, and last one. Go ahead and drop your knees, swing your feet to the front of the body, through the front of your mat. Body's nice and tall, chest is lifted, lengthened, and then roll yourself about 1/3 of the way back, and then bring yourself up. So you're just articulating the spine through the movement of the pelvis, and then lift back up, roll back as it's comfortable, and then lift up. 2 more, roll back, and lift up, and again, roll back, and lift up, hold. Take your arms out in front, tip back, bring your right foot and left foot up, breathing, hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, drop your right foot and left, just bow your knees out and fold over the front of the legs. Take your left foot back, Get a nice good zigzag and then hinge over the front shin. And then come back up and swing the legs around and shift over the front shin. Work to bring your body over the shin, not the knee. So turn the body so you're not just driving around the front of that knee. It's a nice angle, it's just not what we're doing. Come back up, switch back. Let's go backwards this time. So you're now dropping back away from that front leg. You're still in that big zigzag as best you can. Put your back foot flexed. There you go. So your back foot is flexed, front foot is flexed, legs are like a Z. Lean back. If you can get back to both elbows, do so. Roll yourself out of that posture, move yourself in, and then swing to the other side. Again, drop back on a side position. So that's your first stretch, is that front leg to that front shoulder, or the back leg to the lower shoulder. And as you can, open the chest, lower back. Keep both feet flexed. You're probably gonna have tenderness in that back, inside of that back knee. That's part of it's a muscle called your sartorius, it's your hip. Roll over toward that front leg and come back up. Switch one more time around. This one gets a little weird. So you're gonna tip sideways. So quadratus lumborum here, take that top arm up, get long, and then roll toward the ground as best you can. You wanna keep that back knee on the ground, that front foot and back foot flexed. Breathing, look over your left shoulder if you tilted to your left leg. You can look towards your right shoulder too, but the stretch is there for your left. You should probably be feeling a stretch from your left hip all the way up possibly to your right rib wall. And then press yourself up, roll back to that side lying position, swing that back leg forward, front leg back, and again, come down into the forearm, take your top arm overhead and roll in and around. Now, each side isn't necessarily equal in intensity. It's actually a good thing. It's an annoying thing. It'd be great, I guess, if we were totally crammed up on both sides, but it's a good thing because then that way you're not over-focusing on what. Your brain can deal with one thing kind of nicely at a time. Roll back open, take your top arm up, and then push up, and then bring your legs back in and center. Good. Go ahead and go into all fours again. Good. Shift back into those hips. Shift forward into the hands and the shoulders. Extend your right leg. Kind of nestle it in. Tighten the hip. Extend your left leg. Nestle it in. Tighten up the hip. Breathing. And then lift the hips up just a little bit. Drop them back down. So it's a real small, kind of like a plank to pike. You're just picking up the hips a little bit, dropping them back down. So it's not a big full range plank to pike. Lift the hips up, drop them down. Lift them up, drop them down. You're almost going into a boat pose or a hollow hold. Round the rib cage into the body. Bring your head and chest forward so your head's not hanging between your shoulders. Lift your rib cage, hips up, drop back down, lift up and down. You've got 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. Drop your knees underneath you. Bring your feet out in front. Lower yourself all the way back. Bring your knees, right knee and left knee to tabletop. Take your arms up and overhead. Feel that stretch in the upper back. Exhale as you come up. Extend the legs. Hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bend the knees, lower back. So the movement is similar, except one is you're loading your hands and you're holding up and drawing your rib cage and your belly in tight. The other one is you're loading and the legs are your weight on your back and your core. So let's do it again from laying on your back. Right knee and left knee. Arms go overhead. Inhale, exhale, come up. This time we'll lower the legs and lift them just a tiny bit. So it's not a big leg lift motion. You're not trying to get your legs to the ground. You're teasing the core muscles. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and come back in. Good. Drop your right foot and left foot. Shift your weight to the other side. Swing them back around. Let's come back into plank again. Same idea. You're trying to pull through the core, not necessarily just lift the hips and lower them, but pull rib cage in, tuck the pelvis, pull those shoulders back. Again, it's like you're teasing the core. Lift up and down. It's like a little cat-cow pose almost even. So think of pulling the belly into the body, dropping, pulling and dropping. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Drop the right knee and left knee down and come back to your back one last time. This time, if you want, take your arms overhead. You can start with your arms by your sides and then take them further overhead and just challenge the length because you extend your center of mass where that is. Inhale, bring your head and chest up. Arms can go over your head, legs lower down. Hold 10, 9, 8, 7. Again, you can bring your arms down lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Bring those knees in. And then back to the front side. Last time again. On the front side, hold the plank position. Get those legs back. Head forward, chest forward. Drop the hips slightly. Pull in. Drop down. Pull in. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Up and release through the knees. Good. Nice little core teaser. Good. Bring those legs out in front. Grab your weights. So if you have weights, grab a set of weights. They don't have to be that heavy. They're just heavy enough to just kind of give your body some information. Very often, load, rarely does load have to be so hard you can barely do it. Most of the time, it's just hard enough so your body notices it. So if it's not hard enough, your body adapts to it really quickly, and then it becomes just like wearing anything. Like you wear your shirt and at first, or a jacket, and at first feels heavy, and then it just kind of feels normal. And then the downside of that is it doesn't impose enough demands to make any changes on the body, and so you just kind of spin the wheels of movement. And so the idea is that you put enough load, enough impact on the body that the body has to change or adapt, and then the body actually gets better, stronger, faster, whatever. So start with the zigzag position. Body's nice and tall, chest is lifted. You want to make sure, and these are probably out of my way enough, I'll just move over. And the reason why I have a double mat is because that way I'm never on the ground. And then that way, so if you want to get up and get a double mat, you're more than welcome to. So just take your legs from one side to the other. One side to the other. Don't kick the camera. One side to the other. Keep that chest up. So I'm starting out using my hands just to give me some balance and movement. You can use no hands if you want. Look, Mom, no hands. Your mom will be really proud of you. She won't understand why, but you know, you're excited. So, you know, your parents are excited when you're excited. Unless your parents are no longer with us, then it's just in your memory. 2 more. Good, and last one. Good, stay on one side, whatever side you finished on, and just come up and back down. Back foot kind of can point or stay flexed. You don't want it pulled too far as you just kind of roll over your foot or get a cramp in your foot for that matter. Come up so you've got a good extension in the hip, and then back down, back up and down. Do 3 and 2 and last one. Come up, come back down, and switch to the second side. Again, set up is everything, kind of like measure twice, cut once. So know where your feet are. If they worked for you before, it'll probably work for you again. Front foot is rolled, so you can just roll over the shin. Come up and back down. Come up and back down. Breathing. 4 more. And 3. And 2. And last one. So we're going to do back to the first side. And then come right up. And then down. And then to the second side. And then come up. And then down. Back to the first. Up and down. And then the second. Up and down. Once more each side. Up and down. And last one here like that. Up and down. Grab a weight. I had you bring out both weights. Whether you use one, you can play with one for one round and then play with the other one. It doesn't really matter, but I wanted you to see the option of them. So rack one weight. So if you have any weight on you, it doesn't bring your feet into that little S or Z position. And then you're just going to take your legs to the other side. You've got 5 and 4 and 3. So you can use your hand, you can use your elbow if you need to, but you don't want to lean into the weight. You want that hand nice and tall. 2 more. So you can do this with no weight. And last one. Each side. Good. Side 2, baby. Of course, I picked the weight with this loose base on it. So again, body nice and tall, chest is lifted. 5 to each side. 5 and 4. Again, you can put your hand down to give you a prop if you need to. And 3. And you can go as far as you need to. And 2, if you can't go all the way around, that's fine. Moving those hips is a huge part of back stability and strength. And last one each side. 1 here and 1 here. Good. Put the weight down. Grab the other weight. So if you've got this thing, there's a huge bolt in the center of it. You got to spin that. The little rubber thing is really designed for gym floors, so it doesn't scratch up the gym floor. If you want to take it off, you can take it off. I don't care. Body nice and tall. Hold the weight on one shoulder. It really doesn't matter, kind of like when we were doing the weights yesterday. It doesn't matter what shoulder you have it on. You can always play and switch it around. You've got 5 lifting up. And 4 and 3, 2, and last one. Hold up. Come back down. Switch sides. I'm keeping it on my same side. You can switch sides if you want. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Switch sides again. I'm going to switch sides to my other side, my second side, and we've got 5 by 5 again. 5. Oops, I'm coming off my mat. Go with 4, 3, 2, and last one. And then other side. Coming up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. And then coming back around. Bring that weight out in front. Just put it off a little bit and just drop those knees right and left. Lower yourself back. Drop your knees right and left again. Keep your shoulders back. Bring your knees up to your chest. Drop your knees right and left. Arms a little bit higher, but not above your shoulder level. Drop your knees all the way, if you can, to the ground. And back up. All the way. And then back up. If that's not available to you, only go as far as you reasonably and comfortably can. So if you can only go 3/4 the way without hoofing it back up, or any twisting of the spine that doesn't feel comfortable, then just do less. It's okay to do less. It's not always okay to stay at less, but it sometimes is where, it's very often where you need to start. 2 more. More than often we start where we think we need to be rather than where our body's really ready for. 2 more, or sorry, last one to each side. Good, bring your knees into your chest. Let's just do a dead bug, reset the core. Knees are bent. Bring your head up for the next 2 or 3. Saw your leg out. Instead of just tapping down, reach that foot out. Keep that tailbone tucked so you're not arching the lower back. Straighten up your legs if you can, and keep going. Keep your head up if you can. If you need to drop it down, do so. Still try to keep breathing through the nose. And 1 or 2 more. And done. Bring those knees into your chest. Just circle those knees, kind of like just circling in a circle. It's a good explanation of a circle. It's just circling like you're doing a circle. You know, we've had homeschool for the last 4 months, so who knows if people know their circle shapes anymore. You might have forgotten. And then go the other direction. And then pause. Just bring those knees into the chest. Release the ankles again. Roll the ankles. Drop the right foot and left foot. Just allow yourself to settle into the ground. Good. And then just shift your hips to one side. Roll yourself over to that side. Let's go back to that initial stretch kind of matrix. So we had kind of that zigzag position. Just come forward over that front leg. And then back up. And then switch to the other side. Those hips may feel a lot better. Always with the may, because they may not. Good, and then come back up. Swing those legs back in front again. So again, now you're going backwards. So you start with one leg and you get that stretch through that quad. And then as it's comfortable, you lower back all the way. Only as it's comfortable. You may feel better now, that sartorius, that pain, that it's that tightness at the front of the inside of the knee. Use your back hand, roll yourself to that one side first, bring yourself up. Swing those legs back around. And again, drop backwards at a diagonal from that front quadriceps. Lean back. As you can, drop that other arm down. And then press yourself, roll, and come back up. Last one. Have that nice tall zigzag, slide the elbow over. Make sure that back knee is nice far back so that you get that length. Take your top arm overhead, roll towards the ground. Again, notice that rotation. Is that rotation better this time around? Look over your right shoulder if that's the direction that you rotate it towards. Back to center. Roll back, take your arm overhead, reach, take your arm up. Once again, swing and bring those legs back around. Make sure you're set up and then slide down, roll and reach, and then rotate over. Look over your left shoulder. Breathe into the belly. Force that kind of that breath in there. And release. Rotate open. Take that top arm up. Use the bottom arm to lift you up. Good. So we're done for today. And thanks for coming. There's a little core and restore. And I'll see you again on the next session.